Hey everybody. Just me. I'm working on a spring wreath today, and so I just thought I'd do it live and see if anybody wanted to join me. So if you pass by, say hey, let me know you're here, and tell me where you're from, and tell me how things are going for you. I'm just going to work along and make this spring wreath, and let's see how it goes. And I'm Cherie, for those that don't know me. Thanks for stopping in. Today I'm just going to do, I've already prepared my wreath form, so I'm going to pull it down and you can see what I'm working on. If you need me to adjust the camera, y'all just let me know. I'm going to move these ribbons out the way. So today I'm going to work on a spring wreath. I have several wreaths I'm trying to get finished. And so this is just one. Hey Lynn, how are you? Thanks for stopping in today. So I'm just working on a spring wreath. This is my sign that I'm putting on it, and just some pretty tulips and butterflies, very spring. So I'm using some really bright ribbons with it. I just did the basic cut on them ahead of time. And then I'm just going to use this pink and blue mesh. And it's not a perfect fit, but I want to kind of bring out the two together, make a little purple look, and I want to bring out the purple in the butterfly. Right here, it's not quite the exact same, but I think it'll be a nice base for it and real springy. So I've already cut it. I'm doing 30-inch ruffles, so this is 10-inch mesh. And I'm just going to cut it I've already cut it every 30 inches, and I'm just going to ruffle it. I just pinch from the middle. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. Haven't done very many lives, so I still feel like I'm really new at it. And since I have tons of wreaths to get done, why not do them live? Sometimes I start on the inside, sometimes I start on the outside. I think it just depends on what mood I'm in. So this time, I'm going to start on the inside. This has been a great mesh that I've enjoyed for my spring wreaths. It just has a nice little pink blue color. Where are you from, Lynn? This is also one of my first lives, only my first public live to do without my camera hubby or camera daughter helping me out. So staying in tune with all the comments will be a little different because they usually do all that for me. And we've only done a couple of them together. Hubby's on the road to Florida, and daughter's out running errands. Who knows what she's doing? A 17-year-old doing 17-year-old things. Hope she's doing some homework sometime today. I guess it's too early for that, I should say. I just use neutral colors on my ties for my wreath form. I will hide them when I'm done. If you can't see, let me know. I can turn the camera a little bit. Anybody drops in, let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make and make and make. I'll just keep repeating myself for anybody that joins. This is a 30-inch ruffle. I've used 10-inch mesh and cut it every 30 inches. It's a pink and blue metallic. It's got a little metallic strip in it. Deco mesh. I picked this up at a little local distributor that we have here in, right outside of Baton Rouge in Denham Springs, called Silks and Crafts. They have lots of great materials. Anybody stopping in, say hey. Let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Whoops, I didn't tie that one in very well. Pop back out, no big deal. We'll redo it. Oh, hush. The puppy's excited. She hears Mama talking, wants to know who Mama talking to. Twisting it, and then I'm fluffing it up. So again, this is a 30-inch ruffle with 10-inch mesh. I know I'm at a time of the day and not a lot of people are home, but I have a lot of wreaths to make. I have a craft show coming up in just under 2 weeks, 2 weeks from yesterday. Here in Baton Rouge. It's going to be in the Central community called Central High School. For those that are local, please come out and see me. Say hey. This will be my first big show, so I'm a little excited. So I'm trying to have enough stuff to bring with me. So I have 18 ties around my wreath form that I made. I worked with a Dollar Tree wreath form and added in my pipe cleaners or fuzzy sticks. All kinds of names. I think that's one of those things, it depends on what area of the country you live in. Kind of like soda or pop. In the South we call everything Coke. Whether you want the Coke variety or not, everything's a Coke. Anybody new, stop it in. Say hey, let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Just working on a spring wreath I need to get done. So I figured we'd do it. Just do it live. Spending my Sunday with some craft therapy. Knocking out some things I need to get done. Excuse my mess in the background. I see all my cut rolls of mesh for some other wreaths that I'm working on. I need to take over my upstairs and lay out a good craft space. I do wreaths, I do vinyl, signs, a little bit of everything. Heat transfer vinyl and adhesive vinyl, so all kinds of stuff, all kinds of areas set up around me right now. Dropping in, say hello. I see some more coming on. Thanks for just stopping by. Happy Sunday to everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's beautiful here in Baton Rouge today. Puppy's under my feet, checking things out, seeing what's going on. So again, I'm just doing a 30-inch ruffle wreath. I needed to get a spring wreath done, so I figured why not do it live and get some extra practice doing these lives. So this is going to be a nice spring wreath with a lot of bright color ribbons. I'm just using the base just to add a little touch of color underneath. Thanks to everybody sharing it. I really appreciate it. If you haven't checked out my Sunshine and Pixie Dust page, check it out. Give us a like. We are 1 away from 1,000 likes. And as soon as we hit that 1,000, hopefully that'll be today. As soon as we hit the 1,000, I'm going to offer a decal sale for Monogram decals. A 3-inch decal for during the sale will be $1. They're normally $3, so it's a pretty good deal. People rack up on a lot of Christmas gifts that way, or end of the year gifts, teacher gifts. The decals are fun. So I promise, once we got a lot of support and got to 1,000 likes, everybody's been so helpful helping me build this little business page. As soon as we get to 1,000 likes, we'll offer the decal sale. So maybe today? I'm just going around all 18 ties, 6 in the middle, 12 on the outer loop. I prepped my wreath form ahead of time. I'd already cut my mesh too. I didn't want to bore y'all through the cutting of the mesh. Cut my ribbon too. I just still need to dovetail it. Hey Angela, thanks for stopping in. I just did this spur of the moment. I'm working on so many wreaths, figured might as well go live. Anybody else stopping in, say hey. So again, this is a 30-inch ruffle. I cut the mesh. It feels like a mess sometimes when you cut mesh. Thanks, Angela. It's just a nice pink and blue. It's real springy. It's a little more pastel than with the colors I'm going to put on it, but I think it gives a good base. I'll show y'all. This is the sign that this is what we're working with. Ooh, let me get it in the camera. Just a little butterfly welcome sign. And so I was trying with the pink and blue together, pull out the purple a little bit. And then these are the ribbons we're going to use today. Thanks, Angela. Like I said, it's a gorgeous day. I had to go get me a quick car wash to get all the pollen off my black car, though. That pollen is coming in strong right now. Hubby had an allergy fit yesterday from all of it. Sometimes it starts to stick together. I just kind of ruffle it up, fluff it in. It is gorgeous, isn't it? Too bad I'm inside working on a wreath, but I'd be sneezing if I were outside. If anybody has any questions, just shoot them out. I'm trying to keep up with the questions and working on this wreath. This is, like I was saying earlier, if you missed it, this is the first time I've done publicly a live without the hubby cameraman or the daughter camera woman. So they usually were reading my questions for me. And I figured if I'm going to sit here and make a wreath, might as well just go live. Thanks, Angela. I have green mesh all over my table. That was a wreath I was working on yesterday. So if you can't see, I don't know if maybe I'm not in the camera enough. Okay, I think I am. just pinching it from end to end. This is 10-inch deco mesh, cut in 30-inch strips. I just like the fullness this base gives. And just put a little pop of color underneath to support it. And last one. Okay, there we go. So there's our base. I think it's nice and full. So here's the ribbons. Okay, so the only thing I didn't do, I cut my ribbons in 14-inch strips, but I didn't dovetail them yet. So we can do that real quick. Let me find my box where I keep all my scraps. Just because I make a big old mess, I have a little box here that I can keep all my scraps in. And I have some really good scissors. I love these scissors. I pick them up at Home Depot, actually. I can usually cut very clean, and I only use them on my ribbon. I have multiple pairs. I'm going to take them, I'm going to fold my ends. These are my scissors I got from Home Depot. I love them. And I can take all 5 at one time, and I'm just going to dovetail. And there we go. I have a nice finished edge. Can you see that? That looks real nice in the wreath. So I'm just going to line them up. And so I have 18 twist ties on my frame. So I've done 9 of 2 colors. This is 2.5-inch ribbon. I'm going to do 2 in each group. So that's how I did the 9. And all I'm doing is using this box to help me catch the trash. Because I usually spring them all over my floor. I just grabbed some spring colors that I liked. That I thought would accent the sign and they match the sign way more than the mesh, but I think I like the little color splash. I'm just lining up my ribbons. And we like to call this dovetailing. Just giving a little finish. Anybody's just joining, say hello. Let me know where you're from. Appreciate you stopping in today. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful one here in Baton Rouge. I really like this tulip ribbon. I picked this up at a local supplier, Silks and Crafts here, just outside of Baton Rouge, in Denham Springs. Haven't decided yet how I'm going to pair my ribbons. I really can do almost anything I want. And that's what's fun about it. I know, I love this ribbon, Angela. It's fun that you can just kind of do whatever makes you feel good when you're making these wreaths. There's no right or wrong. A little green chevron. All of these have a little I'm going to call it a canvas texture to them, these ribbons. They're not a satiny ribbon. I like how it finishes off the wreath and how it shapes up. Alright, last set. And I'm just learning little tricks to help me do things faster. I used to cut each ribbon individually. And this is wired ribbon. All of this is 2.5-inch wired ribbon that I'm using. The wired ribbon does such a nice job shaping well on a wreath. Alrighty, so all the ribbon is now dovetailed. Move my little trash box out the way. So now what I'm going to do is just combine the ribbon together. I think I'm going to do the yellow and greens, and then I'm going to do the pinks and the tulips. I keep toying on it though, y'all. I might do it that way. I might do the green with the tulips and the pink and yellow together. And so I take the two ribbons together, I fold them in half, and I press it, just kind of press to help bend my wire, pull them up, and then I'm going to pinch them together from the center. I'm going to place it in my twist tie. I'm not going to undo my twist tie, I'm just going to place it on top of it. Twist it a couple times, and then I'm going to tuck my twist tie back because these don't match and I don't want them to be seen, so I'm going to twist it back, and then I'm just going to tie it to my frame, and I'm going to do it as I go along just so I don't have to come back and deal with it later. If it matched, I could make it part of the wreath, but I didn't want to, so I'm just going to take my ribbons and I'm going to stretch them out. Just split them so that they both can be seen from the wreath. And I'm going to alternate them. Can you see that? Hey Jody, you caught me one time. I'm on still. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, so this is just my tulips and my chevron, and then I'm going to alternate, and then in the next group I'm going to do the pink and yellow. So again, same, just like I did in the last one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half. Kind of pinch it, squish it together, and I'm going to pinch it together like this. And then I'm going to put it in the twist tie. I always go this way. I know it doesn't matter. Just have it. I start doing it a different way, I might throw myself off. And like I said, I'm just going to twist this through. So this is kind of what I like, and this has been hard for me as an analytical person to get used to matching things together that don't seem like they match. So the pink and the blue mesh are not the same shades as what the ribbon shows, but in nature, we have all kinds of different colors with flowers, and the sign has so many colors in it. I just like the little splash of difference. Freezing Ohio. Oh, Nancy, no, I don't like freezing. Stay warm. Thanks for joining. I hadn't checked the actual temperature today in Baton Rouge, but it's beautiful. It's very comfortable. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Grateful for that. So for those just joining, I have a bunch of wreaths I'm trying to prep for a craft show I'm doing next week, well 2 weeks from yesterday, here in the Central School community at Central High School. And I have a lot of wreaths I'm trying to get done. So I figured, why not? I mean, I need to do it, so why not do it live? So this is just going to be a spring welcome wreath, and it's going to have just a welcome sign. I did the 30-inch ruffle method. This is 10-inch deco mesh cut every 30 inches. in a wreath form that I made, but it has 18 ties, and I just put a ruffle in each tie, and then I'm putting 14-inch ribbons in each section. Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to keep spreading this all the way around. This is how I just love how much color and depth we can add to a wreath just by playing with ribbons. Never knew I had such an addiction to ribbons. But my family will tell you I might need therapy or an intervention soon. I like ribbons a lot. They're fun. Anybody else have that problem? Or is it just me? Just folding and pinching and working my way around. Just takes time. And I can go the same, I can open my colors the same way, or I can alternate them. It's just really whatever I feel like doing. And whatever look I'm going for. Anybody else stopping in, say hey. Let me know you're here. Tell me where you're from. Ooh, my dog is talking to me. That's her telling me she wants me to pick her up. Y'all bear with me. I'm turning around and pick her up. Come here. You want to say hey? This is Miss Abella. Y'all saw Miss Tula if you watched my live the other night when I opened my box from Craft Outlet. Oop, I don't have her on the camera. There's Miss Abella. Say hey, Miss Abella. Okay. Mom's got work to do. Just working my way around. Oh, thanks, Angela. So now you've met both Abella and Tula. This is my old girl, Miss Abella. Maybe we should do a live just on everybody's doggies. Or pets. Maybe it's kitty cats if they can get them to sit still. So I'm just shaping out my ribbon like I want. Twisting around the whole thing. And I do some more fluffing with my ribbons after I get them all together. And I just keep alternating. Make sure I'm in the camera. If you can't see, let me know. I can adjust things. Just tying these little pipe cleaners to the frame. And again, I don't untie them to add the ribbon. I just put my ribbon on top. That helps me get the ribbon a little higher. If I untied them, it would set it down lower. And I want it to be a little more on top, prominent. I like the two that are separated so that the hot pink, I just almost put it together. The pink shows in every grouping. What do y'all have going on this Sunday? Anything exciting? Thanks to everybody that has shared it. Shared my video. Appreciate that. Okay, I can't see where I've twisted this in. Okay, just gonna keep, it's a slow, tedious process. So there's not a whole lot changing right now until I get out of the adding ribbon to everything. These are cut every 14 inches and then dovetailed at the end for those that are just joining. Oh, hanging pictures, I need to do a lot of that. Yeah, I made it to early mass today too. That helped me get started on some of this. Hi, Diane. I got a car wash before I got after church to get all the pollen off my car because my black car had a nice yellow haze. I know it'll be back tomorrow, but at least I can see the black car again for a little while. Thanks, Diane. Found it at a little local distributor. It's just pink and blue. It's real pale to the ribbons I'm doing, but I think it's just a nice spring support backdrop. Guess it could be used too for a baby wreath if you didn't know the gender and you wanted a generic baby wreath. I guess you could do it. I keep finding a slight purple hue out of it. So that's why I kind of thought about using it. The sign has a purple butterfly, and I thought that's a way to tie it in a little bit. And I might put a little purple in the bow. Sometimes the ribbon stays where I want it, sometimes it doesn't, so I just keep messing with it. And you can see I'm working my way around the circle, getting to it. It's over. There is an end. There is an end. And I'm tucking in my pipe cleaners to the frame. Moving along. Okay, just going to continue to alternate my colors. Anybody stopping in, just say, hey, let me know you're here. So this is the last one on the bottom. That we've done 12 alternating on the bottom. I have 18 ties on the entire frame. Okay, so now I'm going to add the 6 of that. I'm going to stand up to do this, but you should still be able to see it fine. Add these to the middle. And no matter how hard I try, I will end up matching colors together, but I will try to, from the here, try not to, but they're just going to fall where they fall. And some of these will move around a little later when I place the sign on and the bow. So depending on where I decide to place the sign, I may pull some through a little differently. To get them to poke out from behind, peek out from behind the sign. What I usually do is look for, a lot of people like to call the wonky side. There's going to be a spot in the wreath that has less coverage of ribbon. And so I will make sure I cover that with the sign or with the bow. Let me see where my place to tuck this sucker in. I forgot to tuck that one in. See if I forgot any others. So I'm just tying them to the frame so you can't see them. I have several keychains I have to make with vinyl on them. If anybody's interested, I could probably do those live tonight because I will be finishing those tonight as well. If anybody's interested, let me know. Do many different trades, but I got some things I have to get done, so if I can share something at the same time, that works. As soon as I get off this live, I will finish cutting them. It's too noisy to do while I'm trying to do a live. I already forgot to go back and tie that one down. Any questions? If you're just joining us, say hey, let me know you're here. I appreciate everybody stopping in on their Sunday. Hey Donna, thanks for stopping in. Glad to have you. I'm just doing a 30-inch ruffle wreath today. I had some spring wreaths I needed to get done, so I figured I'd go live with one. Hey Kimberly, thanks for joining. I'm just tying off my pipe cleaners to the back. I forgot to tie this one. Deco mesh likes to stick together, so sometimes going back and finding where to fit through is fun. What do y'all think so far? Give me some likes. Give me some hearts. Tell me what you think. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep fluffing my ribbon even after. It always likes to move a little. Once I know where I'm going to put my bow and my sign. Thanks, Donna. only 3 left. And then we're going to make a bow. Let's see. Can't find the middle. Thanks, Diane. Thanks for all the hearts, everybody. Righty. Oh, didn't spread it out. Sometimes I forget to spread them out until I'm to the next stage. It's really whatever works for you and when you're working through your wreath. I end up having to do it again anyway. Till I'm happy. Thanks, Kimberly. So it's come quiet. It's just a very methodical process. I'm just working through right now, adding all the ribbon to all the twist ties. Again, I don't untie the twist ties when I add it. I just add it on top. And it's 14-inch ribbon that I've dovetailed. 2.5-inch wide ribbon. It's all wired. And I dovetail it at the end, on the ends. And there we go, the last one. And I am hiding my twist ties. I don't have a color that was going to blend in. Wasn't worried about that, and I didn't want it to be a part of it. But you can. I could if I wanted it to be that way. So I'm going to tuck this one through. And then we have our base wreath done as soon as I finish tying this one off. And then what I'm going to do is set it up over here, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to decide where I'm going to put the sign and the bow. Okay. Finish fluffing my ribbon. Okay, so I just have this little stand. I'm going to put it up here and I'm going to move the camera angle. How's that? Can you see it? Got all kinds of stuff popping up on my camera. Okay, so this is where I'm going to go in and just fluff out a little bit. Make sure my ribbons are separated. Can y'all see it? I like to spread them out and make sure they all can be seen, that they're pointing out pretty. I'm going to have to do this again though, because as soon as I work on adding the sign, I'm going to move them around a little bit. So let me show you again. This is the sign that we're going to do. So there's our sign, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple to the back pipe cleaners. And then I will be able to attach it after I remove the brace. So I could cut the back off the rope. Let me move it back down, sorry. I could cut the rope off, but I don't worry with it, it's not in my way, but I staple it down so it can't move around. So I just use this little staple gun. Staple it down in a couple spots. Oop, I missed. That wasn't good. I'm using 1/4" staples, and this sign is pretty thick, so I don't have to pad it. Some of my other signs, I put a little piece of foam between it. And I ran out of staples. That's okay. They're right here somewhere. Make sure I get the right size. I have 2 boxes here. I'm using the 1/4" staples. This is the brand that I picked up when I got it at Home Depot. Hey Vanessa, thanks for stopping in today. Just making a spring wreath today. Have a bunch of them I'm trying to get done. So let's change out my staples. And just staple one more down. Okay, so that will just hold the rope out the way. Just have deco mesh on my side now. And now what I'm going to do to help me attach it to my wreath, I am going to staple some pipe cleaners to it. I give it 3 just because it gives me a good, make sure I have a good hold, and then I do a twist. You can glue it if you like. I'm in South Louisiana, and glue tends to melt in the heat if this is a wreath that's going to be in the sun. So that's the reason I'm stapling them. I have before on certain signs used the cable tie stick-on brackets, and if I have to, I have had. I mean, if my wood is very thin, sometimes I have to, but I have had them melt off before, even with glue. Now, if this sign were a little bit thinner, I have these little craft pads. You know, just the little foam craft sheets that you get from any craft store. I cut them in strips and I'll fold it over and I'll attach it to it. And that'll help me if my sign is not thick enough so that my staples don't go through. This one works fine. Thanks, Vanessa. I love these little signs. They're just so happy. You think I like happy? Happy, happy, happy. Okay, enough stapling because that's noisy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to also make a bow. I'm going to make a bow with my Pro Bow, the hand. 2 of my ribbons are almost to the end, so I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to place in which spot. And make sure you can see everything. This is my Pro Bow, the hand. This is what I use to make bows. I wish I were as talented as many wreath makers that I could make beautiful bows by hand. I have made a few and they're okay. But what I really like about the Pro Bow the hand is my hands don't hurt. When I'm holding trying to make a bow, my hands hurt a lot. I type all day long, and I used to play the piano many years ago. I think it's probably the beginning of arthritis setting in. So it's painful. So this has been fantastic, a fantastic tool for helping me make bows. Hey Diana, thanks for stopping in today. So now I have to decide what colors I want first, and you can see my yellow and my green, there's very little left. So I think I'm going to go with the yellow first and hope I have enough to put it as the first part of my bow. And if I don't, then we will just not have yellow in the bow. Or I could go get another ribbon. If I don't have enough, I might get another ribbon for it. So when I'm doing my Pro Bow, I start off with a wire, and I'm just using, I was going to tell you what gauge wire this is. Let me see. This is 26 gauge wire. People have many different preferences on which wire they like to use. Yes, Angela. It's just I love to make bows with lots of ribbon. So the more ribbon I have, the more my hands hurt. So it's just been, the Pro Bow's just been a great tool. And I'm actually going to cut 2 of these. Okay, if I don't lose it. I'm going to cut 2 ribbons. 2 wires to use in my bow. And you'll see why. One of them is just, it's so much help. It's called the helping hand, and it truly is. Okay. Move all this out the way. So let's see if we have enough. I have a bow holder here, the spool that's holding my ribbons. Oh, really? My dog's talking to us. No, it's okay. I don't need to talk right now. Thank you. So I'm going to take this ribbon. Let me dovetail it first. She thinks it's time to talk to Mom, and Mama's supposed to talk back. Tell me. You want to tell everybody what you think, Abella? Tell us. Tell us all what you think. Y'all, I'm crazy. I am home a lot with my dogs, so I talk to them just like they're anybody else in this family. So I'm going to line up to row B on the Pro by the hand, and I'm going to pinch because I'm hoping I have enough to make this happen. And I'm going to take my first wire, and I know you can't see everything I'm doing there. Miss Regina Sellers, who invented this Pro Bow, has a lot of fantastic videos to learn how to use it. I am in no way an expert, so she would do much better teaching you. I'm just showing you what I go through when I'm making my bow. I am not the most graceful with it. There definitely would be good bow breakers would be like, she's lost her mind what she's doing. But it works, so just bear with me. The nice thing is it helps you with twisting your ribbon to make sure that the pretty side is out all the time. So this ribbon, this wire that I'm tying on right now is just to attach my bow to the board. And you can go to Pro Bow the Hand if you have any questions about this bow maker. And she has lots of YouTube videos. It's fantastic. You can order it from her on her site, or you can order it from Amazon. So let's see if I have enough to make this ribbon with this. It's going to be short tails. Very short tails. Nope, not enough to cover it. Okay, let me grab another yellow ribbon, y'all. Sorry. I thought we might could do it. And the bow, the type of bow that I'm making here is called a Terry bow. Terry Marshall created this style of bow, and Miss Regina also demonstrates this bow. So y'all bear with me. I'm going to untie this wire and start over. I'm going to grab a quick yellow ribbon. I see one that I could use. It's not going to be the same, but that's okay. Just want to splash a yellow. But see, I do actually use a full thing of ribbon, even though I have so much ribbon around here. Be right back. Okay, so I think I have this little yellow ribbon, which I haven't used yet. This is just a little yellow and white stripe ribbon. This is 1.5 inches. And I think it's pretty. And I'm going to start over just like I was on the other one. I'm going to dovetail the end. I'm going to make the tail a little longer this time. I like to make my tails longer than I normally do, than what I want them to finish at, just so I have room to adjust as I want. Hey Charlene, thanks for stopping in. Just making a spring wreath today, working on some orders that I have, and I have a craft fair coming. So I'm just decided to go live while I worked on it. So okay, I'm going to repeat what I was doing. Just going to pinch this ribbon, take one of my wires and tie around it. And I make my wires a little longer than I probably should. I'm always about having more than enough so that I have room for error, because I make mistakes. So I'm tying it to here. Okay, so this is my first wire. And this is, I'm making the terry bow, which what I do in a terry bow is I use 6 different colors of ribbon. 6 different types of ribbon. I don't have to. Like, I'm actually going to repeat 2 of my ribbons, I think. If I have enough green to go. The yellow and the green, I was almost at the end. Okay, so here's where I'm going to use my second wire. And this is why it's called a helping hand. Because for one, it's a backup. Hey, Anita, thanks for stopping in. Glad y'all could join me today. So I'm going to just pull this one through and tie it off. And the reason it's called a helping hand is I can actually walk away from this bow right now after I tie it on and go tend to my dogs. Usually my dogs I have to tend to. Usually I have to let them out. But now I can walk away from it. This first ribbon is done. I'm going to dovetail this end of it. And now it's completely connected. And I can walk away from it and no big deal. So I'm going to take the yellow side. This was just since I ran out of my other yellow. Did I miss a peg? Okay, so on the terry bow, Diane, the terry bow doesn't actually use the center peg, but I leave it there. Different bows use the center peg. So it depends on which one I'm making. So on this one, I didn't miss it. I on purpose skipped it. There are people that have done modified versions of this one's called the terry bow, and they've used it. I just, I'm doing good to pick out what I want for the 6, so I felt like I didn't need to add any more. So I need to see if this green is long enough, and if it's not, I can get a different green too. Yeah, this one might be long enough, but I'm gonna put the tulip next. And I'm just using my spool holder here to hold on to my ribbons for me. This is very helpful because I don't have ribbons running all over the floor. They're all nice and contained. Except for the one I just dropped that I had taken off the table. So I'm going to line up on row D. I'm going to put it into my helping hand wire. And again, this is why this is helpful. So I'm going to tie it off. And you can see if I had to, I can walk away again. It's held together and it's so helpful. I can't say enough about how helpful that is. Because anybody with a house full of people understands what, even when it's just me and the dogs, things come up. And if I were doing this bow by hand, I would either have to put it down or ignore everything else going on. So I just keep taking this wire that's fit through here and I tie it off at the beginning and end of each ribbon. I'm going to come back to that one. And I probably have my ribbon on backwards on my roll. I like this pink next to the tulips to help bring out the pink in the tulips. But I think next time I'm going to do it a little different. So when I'm pinching in the back, and you'll see on her videos, I'm actually going to flip it. I'm going to do a twist, a pinch and twist. And that's what's going to put the front of the good side of my ribbon out so that in my bow, you see the better side. And it's not as easy to see, but you can see on this pink. Then I'm going to do another pinch and twist. And then use my helping hand to tie it off again. Vanessa, there are some great videos that Miss Regina Sellers, she's the inventor of the bow, Pro Bow the Hand. She has some fantastic YouTube videos that go very slowly through every step. That's the only way I learned how to do it. She does it from the camera is from behind her. So you can see every move she makes. She does it very slow, explains it to you. I would never have been able to figure it out without that much detail. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Give it a try. Definitely don't give up on it. So I think I'm going to throw the green in the middle, the one I dropped on the floor. And let's see if we have enough to get me through it. move this one out the way for now, just so I can twist this back on. You're welcome, Vanessa. She has links on her Probo the Hand website page, and then you can also just go straight to YouTube and search her out. Okay, let's see if we can get this green far enough through. Oh, it's gonna be close. So as you can see, this is what we call our helping hand wire. It just helps me out and holds on to the rest of that bow for me to work with whatever else is going on. And I have just enough, it's perfect. I'm gonna throw that one away. So now I'm gonna repeat my tulip and my pink, because that's the colors. When you look back at the sign, that is definitely the primary colors in it. And because I really like it. Hey Rose, thanks for stopping in today. Definitely practice on your Pro Bow. I swear by the Pro Bow now. It has been a fantastic tool for me. I've made huge tree topper bows for my trees. Actually, my tree is still up, and it's a Mardi Gras tree, because I'm here in South Louisiana, and I haven't even had a chance to change it from a Mardi Gras tree yet. But I will be. But I made a Christmas tree topper bow. I made there's actually a live on my page of me making the Mardi Gras tree topper bow. And I'm going to change my tree up and just take the green out and leave it purple and gold. And we'll make it an LSU tree with all purple and gold. So I just need to make my topping. My tree topper. So when I use this size Pro Bow the Hand, this is the one available on Amazon. I can make a tree topper bow. I can make that large of bows with it. Hey Missy, I purchased this ribbon from a local distributor called Silks and Crafts. It's right outside of Baton Rouge. They actually have a website, but I don't know, Craft Outlet may have it too. Silks and Craft had it in a couple different colors, but I just fell in love with it. I had to find a way to use it. Oh, you found one of the suns? Hope you can get it. Charlene, I'm in Baton Rouge. Are you in Louisiana? You're welcome, Missy. I haven't checked out if Craft Outlet has it yet. I happen to be in Silks and Crafts, so I picked some up. Putting on my last color for my bow. Thanks for all the hearts and likes, y'all. Y'all are so sweet. Again, I just today decided I have several wreaths that I'm working on. I have a craft fair coming up in less than 2 weeks, and so I'm knocking out some wreaths, so why not do it live? This is my first time on a public live making a Pro Bow, doing a bow on the Pro Bow, so bear with me. Oh, and Hammond. I drove through there yesterday. Very close. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Denham Springs area, Charlene. That's one of my places I go to get some of these supplies. Silks and Crafts. Has a great shop. So I think that's all I'm going to do on my bow. I'm going to move some of this out the way. So after I finish my last one, I'm going to take my my helping hand. Thanks, Diane. And thanks for sharing, Vanessa. Thanks, Angela. So I'm just tying off these last 2 ribbons together from my helping hand. And then I'm going to untie my original wires that were put for the bow. There's one under the board. Okay, these 2, and I'm going to tie these 2 together. Maybe we'll run into each other one day, Charlene. She actually has an open house on Saturday, and several of the Louisiana crafters are going to be showing up there. If you're not in that group, message me, Charlene, and I'll talk to the admin and get you added. Okay, so what's really neat about the Pro Bow is now that I've tied everything off, it just slips off the frame. So there's my bow. And now I'm going to fluff it out and make it into a beautiful bow. But this is what's so helpful because it's all confined, it's all contained, it's all right there. So I'm going to move my Pro Bow out of the way, and I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to fluff it. Stuck myself with the pin. So the key to fluffing good bows is a fluff box. And unlike the Pro Bow is patented, so you can't make a version of that. And you wouldn't want to because she's put in so much work into making it a great item. But the next thing is the fluff box. And this is a very heavy box. And you can make your own fluff box. She tells you all about it on her page. So here the fluff box has a hook on it where I'm going to hook this bow. And actually, my husband made me one for us when we're in Florida, at our house in Florida, that I can fluff my bows when I'm over there too, instead of hauling it, because the sucker's heavy. And so it has a nail here that I can tie it off. Okay, so can y'all see? So now what I'm going to do is fluff my bow. And I'm going to stand up so I can see over it real well. But this is where you take your bow and you're going to separate the ribbons. And you're going to fluff them out while you do so. And I tried to alternate them. And you still can keep messing with it later. But this is where you're just going to keep taking through your ribbon. And you can pull hard. It is tied down. And so I can sit here and I can manipulate this ribbon to make a beautiful bow. A beautiful full bow. However I want. So I take each color. Each set of ribbons. So I've done 6 ribbons, so I have 6 on each side, 6 sets. A loop and a tail. And because I doubled up, I'm going to have extra of the pinks and the tulips, but I did that on purpose. And you see, I'm just going to keep pulling aside. And for those of y'all that have used the Pro Bow, you know this is just, it's such a full bow. And of course, this is the Terry bow. There are lots of other bows out there that people have put tutorials out for. And they make some beautiful bows. This one I find works really well for me on a mesh wreath. On some of my other wreaths, if I'm doing on a grapevine, sometimes I've done a Terry, sometimes I'll do, Leah has sold a tutorial on hers on Etsy. You can go to the Leah bow. Damon has a different bow. So many different varieties. And I know these tails are really long right now, but I like to wait till it's on the wreath to decide how much I want on there. So now I've fluffed my bow. I can untwist it from here. And now I have a very full bow. What do y'all think? I'll get it in the camera for you. I can't do this by hand. I've tried. I just can't make a pretty full bow like this by hand. Definitely not with 6 ribbons. So I'm going to move this heavy box back out the way. And I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see back to where I am with my wreath. Okay, so now this is where I tell you I'm going to look again at my wreath and see where do I want to put things. And this is okay. Sometimes I twist things around. And so my back is to y'all, so if you're talking to me, I can't tell. So now I'm going to decide, where do I want to put my sign? And all my wreaths tend to look alike, so I might try to alternate this one a little bit. I think I might put it this way. So I'm going to change this a little bit more. And I'm going to try to kind of go across this section right here. I think that's what I'm going to shoot for. And then I think what I will do is put my bow up right over here. What do y'all think? Is that okay? Thanks, everybody. I was a little concerned how the pastel would come through. But I think it's just a nice hint, and it's not too bright to just provide a base, and then I will put that bow up in this area. Okay, so this is the part that I find somewhat annoying to do, but, you know, it helps finish off the wreath, is getting these signs in exactly how you want them. Because I want them to feed through the open spots in my mesh, so I got to sit here and just work with them, and it just takes patience, and I don't always have a lot. So I just reach around till and I try to lightly tie it right now so that I can move it around and tighten it more if I feel like I need to later. And I do 4 twist ties, and I realize this middle one, it'll be interesting how I attach it. But I like to make sure I have enough points of contact to make sure it holds well. If you have some wind, whatever's going on your front door. And I have to make sure I don't tie this to my holder. I've done that before. And so I may have to shift it a little bit, and that's the other reason I tie it loosely, is if I want to come over to the left more, I still can adjust it. It is not hard to learn the Pro Bow, Lisa. It is Regina Sellers is the owner and designer of the Pro Bow. She has some fantastic videos on YouTube and on her, let me see where you can see me, on YouTube and on her Pro Bow the Hand site. And she goes through step by step by step, and she does it from the back angle, very slow. I mean, it'll take her an hour to do the video because she will show you every little step to making the Pro Bow. And that's how I learned. I need detail. And I've gone back and rewatched it over and over again as many times as I've needed to. Hey, Shorty, thanks for stopping in. It has been a great tool and great videos. This is her terry bow, and this video is out there very, very slow. She just makes sure you understand what you need to do with it, and little tips to help it work best for you. So give it a try. Check out all her videos. Okay, so I'm going to tie in one. Let me see where I want to put this one in here. This is where I have a hard time finding an open spot in the mesh to feed it through. And when you have curly hair like me, it's even more fun because my hair sticks to the mesh a lot, y'all. So let's see if I've got a good spot, because I don't want to see the pipe cleaner. I want it to hide away in there. I just have to find the open space. There's one. I really want to be on top. Let's see. This is why I say sometimes you're going to have to refluff your ribbons, because I keep touching through here and I'm moving around the ribbons that I've already set, that were probably in a happy place to begin with, and now I've moved them. Oh, found it. Just trying to get this sign attached at least in 3 points. I'm not sure, because of the way I placed it, I may not be able to get this fourth one in, but I might be able to do it if I stretch it. Let's see. So I'm just doing a real loose fit right now. Real loose twist. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for watching from Colorado. Hey, Terry. Thanks for stopping in. Glad y'all could join me today. I just decided I have wreaths to make, and why not make them live? Okay, so that's it attached. This is where I kind of go back, and some of these ribbons sitting around it, I like to pull some of them through it and set, just to make sure they do their best with it. Now I'm going to put the bow on this side. So I really want to make sure my ribbons are kind of providing some good coverage on this side. So I'm just twisting around. I got these sticking out the bottom over here. I'm just going to make them, just fluffing them. That's what I like to call them, fluffing them. So I know that this set right here has another matching pair. So I'm just going to kind of, here's one of them and then here's the other one. And I try to make sure the two are not together. So we'll stretch this one kind of to the side, making room for these. And try to make sure it's the pretty side up, the good side of the ribbon. Okay, and then I have my bow, and my wire's really long now, and I don't need it quite that long to go into the back, so I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to feed it through an open spot. And I haven't trimmed my tails yet, so I will decide when I finish getting it in here if I want to adjust them some. And I just have right now my wreath on this. It's just a stand-up wreath hanger, wreath stand, and it's real great for me to work with this stage before I take it to a door. Thanks for all the hearts and likes, y'all. So I'm just going to take the wire that I use and I'm going to tie it off to the frame. Got to make sure it's on securely. Alrighty, so let's see what we have. So this time I'll put the bow on this side, and then I'm going to just, it's been fluffed on the fluff box, but now I can fluff it some more to where I'm happy with it. And now is when I'm going to cut some of these tails, because this one's definitely too long, which I knew it would be. I like to make sure I have enough. And this is where I make a big mess on my floor, y'all. Because I drop a lot of tails. So here's where I have to decide, am I too long on these tails? So some of these are going to cover my sign the way they are, so they're definitely too long. And my back is too, y'all, sorry. And again, I have a dovetail finish on everything. It just gives it a cleaner finish. A little more professional looking. This pink one, let's see. I might cut it down a little bit. And I will keep working through this same step when I put it on a door. That's my next step, is I will put it on a door and see what I like. If it's enough daylight, like right now I have enough daylight, so I will take it to my front door and I will look at it in the bright light. I will take pictures of it. I actually can see different things when I work on a picture. That actually was a ribbon from my from the wreath itself, so I'm going to tuck it under, get it out the way a little bit, bring in a little yellow here. Long. But this is where you can keep tinkering, and I do. I tinker till I'm happy. I want that green to show a little more. I'm going to cut this pink a little. What do y'all think? Just a little spring wreath today. Let's see, I'll probably tilt it just a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to take it next step up on my front door and play with it and see if there's any adjustments I need. Any questions from it? Or thank y'all so much for hanging in with me today and all the compliments. I really appreciate them. Let me see, I don't have y'all on the camera. Going the wrong way. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy it. I'm going to make a bunch more today, so I'll be posting some other pictures on my site. But thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.